Hi, you guys. I'm going to make some red beans and rice today. And actually, I'm just making the beans part because, usually they're completely cooked separately. I'm doing this partly because the Super Bowl is on Sunday, so I'm trying to think of some things that are kind of fun for that. And then also, I had some leftover ham. And I had some andouille sausage just kind of kicking around in the fridge. And I saw the most horrifying video about making red beans the other day that I think I've ever seen. It was like minute rice and a can of kidney beans and some butter. It's the saddest thing I've ever seen. This is not what we're gonna do. We are gonna make real red beans and rice and or red beans. And I'm making them today. I'm not gonna eat them today. And that's why I'm doing it a little late. I meant to do it earlier, but I was doing some tax stuff. And then I had to go get my hair done and I forgot about it. So I came home and I was like, oh, the beans that have been sitting here soaking. So we're gonna do them. We're gonna do something with them. And so those will cook. I'm gonna I'm gonna run upstairs and take a bath. Then I'm gonna come back downstairs and deal with the bath bomb making for school that we've been doing, and then give them a stir, and then I'm gonna make dinner while these are finishing up. And they taste a little bit better tomorrow or the next day. The consistency gets a little bit more creamy, and it's great. So let's start. I am going to, oh shoot, I have this guy. Let me pick it up before it gets hot. I have this guy, our old friend, 7-quart oval, and we're gonna put some bacon grease in there. And we're not gonna be sad about fat today. Yes, we have Mo bananas, okay? Not sad about fat. We're gonna do about, a good 1/4 cup of bacon grease, okay? Usually what you do is you use a ham hock. And so like a lot of times, like in New Orleans, they eat them on Mondays because they're Sunday ham, okay? So it's sort of a tradition to have it on Monday. I think at this point it's sort of, whatever, but, it's kind of like eating them in the Super Bowl. You could eat whatever you want to on Super Bowl. You could eat Nutella crepes on Super Bowl. All right, I'm gonna put in, I cut up finely this onion, just like kind of a regular onion. I'm gonna put that in there, okay? And then I have some celery. Now that celery that I had was kind of dinky, right? So once you get those ends chopped off, and the root ends, and get those in your stock bag, and once you get the kind of cruddy, dry, exposed ends in, it's kind of like just a little handful of like snack spears. So I'm just going to slice those really, really thinly and get those in there. Celery takes a long time, but look, we're going to cook this for like 2.5, 3 hours, okay? And then, you just serve the red beans on top of the rice, okay? It's not, or you can mix it in, whatever. But it does not cook together, okay? And look, I used to buy those little packets, like the Zatarain's or the Vigo. I mean, they're so good, but they're full of all kinds of stuff you shouldn't be eating. Preservatives and liquid smoke and stuff. We want our smoke to come from a real place, from bacon and chipotles and ham. Okay, the other thing I'm going to do, usually put in a bell pepper, but I've got this guy, this big poblano pepper, the stuffing kind, and I probably should save this and make chili rellenos on Super Bowl, but I'm not going to, because I don't do well with cheese, as we have well established. And here, as soon as Mardi Gras comes, we're back on no dairy Lent. Can you believe it's been a year since we started doing these videos together? Okay, I'm just kind of chopping up the collar of that thing. What do I mean by the collar? Like when you cut a pepper off, you cut the top off, right? And then there's the plug with all the seeds. I'm gonna throw that in. I'm gonna get some salt on these veg. So put about a teaspoon of salt on them to help them lose their liquid. And now I have a burn on my palm. And here I am picking up this this chili like it's nothing. Making those bath bombs, we were using citric acid. It really hurt. Okay, so I've just cut this pepper in half. And I'm going to then cut it in strips. Let me turn this down a little bit. And then chop it across. I mean, it's so funny, you guys. It is raining fit to beat the band today. And for the next, like, oh, I just got pepper juice in my eye. Don't look too closely. You're going to end up with pepper juice in your eye. Okay. Let's do this. Get those guys in there. And why am I using this pepper instead of a bell pepper? Well, I don't really like bell peppers. And I know that that's not really a good reason not to do things in kind of traditional food. But, you know, by the same token, this way, I don't, you know, necessarily have to add a bunch of cayenne. It's all coming from one place. So we're going to add this and the andouille and maybe some chipotle. We'll see how it is. I'm going to taste it in a little bit. Hi, honey.
Hello.
And then we'll see where we get. Oh, okay. Let me get a spoon. There's a cat toy there. I thought it was an onion or something. Okay. So we want this to all kind of do its thing. It's in its, yeah, I have this nice little chunk of ham here. You know, it's like a good chunk. Then I would normally, as I said, I would normally use like a ham hock. But I don't think I have one. And if I do have one, it's in the basement. It's frozen. And that's going to cut down on that's going to slow down our cooking time. Yeah, I have my chicken stock over there. We don't want to throw a lot of things frozen in here because then it takes longer to heat up. So I'm just kind of cubing this. I mean, I know in with the ham hock, you get those nice little strands. The dog has come to eat a piece of poblano pepper. I kind of think that they must not have the same receptors as we do because he just does not seem to mind at all. He just eats it like it's a little treat. Okay, now I'm going to get the rest of his ham in there. And see, even the ham, you hear it's kind of slowing down a little bit. Even the ham is cold. So how many beans are we using? I have a pound of red beans, small red beans, okay? Not kidney beans. I mean, you can, but, you know, the small ones are more traditional. And they get big anyway when you soak them. While that's going, I'm going to get a strainer. And strain these. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of sit this on top of it so the rest comes out while I'm doing the rest of this stuff. Okay, we're going to add a little bit of sage, just like dried sage, like almost a tablespoon that was, you know, a good amount because it's the only herb I'm going to use. I mean, I am going to add some smoked paprika, again, probably a couple teaspoons, okay? And just a little bit of allspice. I like that in this kind of thing. It's not like cinnamon. It just is a little bit different, okay? All right, there's that. And I'm gonna get some garlic in here too. I just, you know, the same reason that I didn't do the garlic early in some of our other things, you know, we don't want it to burn, okay? And I'm actually going to just smash these, skin them, take off their peels, and sounds so violent. Smash them and skin them. And just throw them in kind of crushed and whole. Okay. That's 1, 2. because it kind of crushes them. You know, you see, they're kind of crushed, but they're not. No, that one has a big heel. Let's get that off. These ones are a little smaller. They're more towards the middle. 4. We'll just say 5 because those last ones are, you know, 5 or 6, whatever you feel like. Let's get those heels off. Okay, so that's that, and I'm going to give this a good little stir, and I'm going to close this cabinet. Now, you can add your sausage now. I'm going to serve mine separately because I think the kids are going to want the sausage, so I'm just going to probably like sear it on each side because it's pretty much, it's cooked, you know, like a lot of these smoked sausages. I'm just going to cook it with the ham because that's actually already a lot of meat in there. And so our next step actually is we're going to add the beans. Actually, no, first. Hold on. I'm going to wash my hand. It's got kind of stuff on it. Garlic is sticky. Loud faucet. Okay. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to I have a quart of chicken stock over here that I melted. And I'm going to get that in there. And it's nice and hot, so it's not going to slow us down. And then I'm going to pour in these red beans. Okay, there they are. Beautiful. And I'm just going to stir this all up. Let's see, under the string is are the bay leaves. I'm going to throw in like 2. Yeah, 2. Those are kind of big ones. If you have small ones, do 3. And that's pretty much it. I am going to add some pepper, some ground pepper, but it's over there on the table. So I'll do that in a minute after we get off. So just let this cook for like 2, 2.5, 3 hours. It depends. But you'll see they'll start to they kind of make their own gravy, okay? And they just get really nice. I'm gonna partially cover them at the beginning here when I'm upstairs and I can't mind the store. And when I come back down, and you know, I give them a stir and check them out, and maybe I'll leave them open a little bit more. If they don't seem to be broken down and creamy enough, I mean, they should be not quite as broken down as refried beans, but they should be pretty broken down. You should still be able to see the beans, but the veg should almost completely disappear. They should be really good soft, okay? If they're not there at the time when all the liquid is evaporated, add some water, okay? And then just cook your rice separately and kind of serve them next to each other, okay? Together, but not together, you know? Like spaghetti with sauce on top of it. You got me? All right. We might come back and talk about patty melts or chicken wings or something later this weekend, okay? Have a wonderful Thursday, rainy Thursday afternoon. This is why I was going to do this today, because it's raining. It's been raining. I was doing my taxes, and I'm not doing the taxes, but it's, you know, receipts and categorizing and all that grown-up stuff that you know, is for a rainy Thursday. So I'll see you soon. Have a good afternoon. Bye.